Hey guys, this is Kaiju 2014 117 signing in. Finally! Today, I've been waiting for this package since forever and we finally got it. So I'm going to show you guys a figure review, and as well I'm going to be doing a little bit spoilers for the film, for the Godzilla, and I'll tell you what it is in a moment. But first, let's introduce the 2017 anime Godzilla. So this is from Godzilla Planet of the Monsters series from the anime Trilogy. There are at least 3 films from Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, Godzilla City at the Edge of the Battle, and Godzilla the Planet Eater. So I've seen a couple of the animes and I know many people are having little issues with it. However, there will be some little spoilers of the films, but if you don't mind spoilers, then it's fine. But I'm giving you guys a heads up. But anyways, let's talk about this figure. What do I think about this figure? I say it is an interesting figure in a way. I like how it is kind of like a plantish kind of thing, but I do like the dorsal fins, and this is quite unique. However, seeing this figure and including the body texture right here reminds me of the 2014 version of Godzilla. Maybe that's where they get the inspiration. And I kind of noticed he's kind of fat. Just like what my father said when he saw the 2014 Godzilla. If he sees this, he would probably say like, oh, he's even more bigger. But does that make him bad? Does it make it bad? Not really. This, I will say this. A little history about this one. So if you see the Planet of the Monsters or not, I'll give you some little background. So basically, Godzilla appears in the cities. He's already destroying all cities, and humans have to evacuate and to escape, go to outer space to avoid Godzilla's attack. Fortunately, the world has no longer become the human world anymore. It becomes the Planet of the Monsters. Which, this is the first time, an interesting aspect about Godzilla ruling the earth with all humanity, leaving no humanity existence. However, there were a few, but just hiding or support, or not supporting, or like trying to get Godzilla his territory or doing what he says in a way. But afterwards they came back and tried to kill Godzilla. Unfortunately they did, but what they didn't realize, because it was a time skip of 20,000 years on Earth, but to them it's 20 years. Space is a little bit confusing, but anyways, what they didn't realize, they just killed a child of Godzilla. And then when they see the real Godzilla, he was the biggest Godzilla out of all Godzilla sizes that they have ever created. So basically, for an overall Godzilla size, this type of Godzilla is the biggest Godzilla they have ever encountered. Even way bigger than the 2019's Godzilla. So anyways, the little thing that I do like is Godzilla has some new abilities besides his atomic breath. He also has an EMP roar, and when he uses his tail to whiplash, it causes a huge shock waves, and it's crazy how powerful he has become. Then later in the series, the humanities are trying to kill off this Godzilla, but it was impossible, and so on forth. But anyways, I can do a little bit more movie review later for that. But overall, I like this figure in its own unique way, and I do like how they do some textures on his dorsal fins. Especially I like the blue eyes right here. Little blue eyes, if you can see it. Alright, yeah. But anyways, let's do some little comparisons of the Godzillas I have to compare. And hey sis?
Yeah?
What is this? What? What is this?
That's Godzilla, ain't it?
I asked you to bring the Godzilla figs to help me bring out some figs. I did not ask you to bring this guy. Why'd you bring him?
He's a Godzilla, ain't he?
No, he ain't. He clearly ain't. He just took a missile and died. All the other Godzillas didn't die by missiles. Why would you bring this Godzilla out? His name is Zilla now.
Godzilla, Zilla, sounds the same to me.
Sound the same? I'll show you one. This Godzilla from Final Wars kicked this creature's ass, blew him to smithereens. Okay? don't, from now on, don't bring this guy out, please. This is Zilla, not Godzilla. Got it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to put him back down here then. Well, anyways, hey, we actually got a comparison. This is the Final Wars Godzilla. One of my personal favorites, and I think they have a very similar dorsal fin, just a little bit, except I think his is more spikier. And let's see the size comparison. Well, looks like they're about almost the same height. The tails, well, it's kind of hard to measure because his tail is straight, his is a little bit curled. And I have another one. This is my personal favorite. The Godzilla 2000 version. I love this Godzilla because he has a very unique dorsal fins that I've never seen when I was young. I love this kind of Godzilla, and this is probably my first. Here's a little funny history. When I was in kindergarten or first grade, I've seen the first time I ever seen a Godzilla film after the 1998 disaster was this one, Godzilla Millennium or Godzilla 2000. That was my first theater Godzilla screen I've ever seen, and I love this guy. He is awesome. Now, I know this is actually, his size is kind of smaller from the film. I would say like maybe around here. As for Godzilla, for him, he should be about maybe right here. But anyways, I'm just only showing some comparisons to see how they're kind of different over the years. Now, another thing to note, there is another comparison. Of course, I'm going to bring out the 2019 Godzilla, one of my favorites. Especially I like how they brought back the 1954 dorsal fins. So it's a pretty good height right here, yes. Another one I like to show out is a 2014 Godzilla, which I forgot to mention, yes, these two are kind of the same, but this one's a little bit taller now, and the dorsal fins are different. However, the stomach plates around here is both same, and they are similar to, actually let me move this guy. It's very similar to the 2017 Godzilla. If you can see that right there. Yes, kind of very similar. Now I have other Godzilla figs I can show off. Of course, who could ever forget the very first Godzilla from 1954. If you can see the comparison for the dorsal fins for here and to, to the 2019 Godzilla's dorsal fin, they are kind of similar in a way. But anyways, let's move on to another Godzilla fig. Of course, Burning Godzilla from 1995, Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And who could ever forget the old classic fun Godzilla from the 60s and 70s? Most likely from the 70s, yes. However, this Godzilla is a little bit taller. That's what they did. I got this from the Bandai toys. You know, the one with the boxes? They say like Bandai collections. Oh, I got this one. And of course, my very first Godzilla, Godzilla 1995. Yeah, and also I have other Godzillas that I like to show off. Who could ever forget the Shin Godzilla? Now this is, I think this is where they get the inspiration for the 2019's dorsal fin. If you can see, they're both kind of like almost closing together and has multiple dorsal fins. Probably that's where they get the similar ideas for this one, especially for Shin Godzilla. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but he is an interesting, unique Titan. Well, I got other Godzillas I like to show off, like Godzilla Jr., which he's basically has a small dorsal fin. Yeah, I'm piling up. And I got one more Godzilla I like to show. He's also like my second favorite. The 2001 or 2002 version of Godzilla from GMK, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Attack. He's my second favorite because I like how his white eyes looks like a menacing. He looks like an actual kind of like a dragon dinosaur like. And this is the only size I got for him to be this accurate. And yes, he's actually bigger. He's like, I believe, an 8-inch. But yeah, well, there you have it. I got all my Godzilla armies ready to set forward. So do I have all the Godzilla figs? So far, I think I got most of them, yes. And it's I gotta say, it is a challenging ways to see where I can find all these Godzilla figs. They are really hard to find, especially for the, I would say this one and a little bit of this one. They are pretty hard to find, but for these three, I think they could be easier to find. I don't know how much the price is, but if you're wondering how much I got for this one, I would say it's about $20. At least for these two and these three, about $20. Maybe this one too. But there are some of the stores that sell it even higher. So just be careful on what you bought for the Godzilla if you guys are a huge fan. Anyways, let me put some of these Godzilla guys away. And then let's proceed. One more toy I'd like to present, and it is also from the anime Godzilla trilogy. Oops. Alright, just two more. There we go. Alright. This, of course, I showed you guys about 2 weeks ago. The anime King Ghidorah, or just Ghidorah, or Ghidra. So basically, let's see some size comparison. Based on from the tail and the length, they seem kind of almost the same height. Almost kind of way. Now if you're facing each other, it's kind of like really dumb that Ghidorah doesn't have legs to support. So you had to like have a strings to hold it. Now, if you see Godzilla, the Planet Eater, King Ghidorah extended his neck. Well, thanks to one of the aliens who supported King Ghidorah, that allows him to extend his neck to try to grab Godzilla into space. Which, that was a weirdest way to present King Ghidorah. However, I don't think he is dead. Godzilla did defeat it, but I don't think he is dead because he did only destroy just a head, but I guess those heads were just the portals or extension of him. Which he is still out there. Which is why not many people like the anime series, because they're not really following the directions for the Godzilla lore or how we all see and remember and love Godzilla. Which is why the anime was in a way a disgrace. To me, honestly, the first movie I would say it was pretty good, or the most interesting movie you would like. The second and the third one is debatable because the second one, well, spoiler alert, it was supposed to be presenting Mechagodzilla. That reminds me, if you're looking to see if I can find a Mechagodzilla fig, I'll try. But Mechagodzilla fig for the anime one is gonna be really tough because it is a unique kind of toy, and it's not like one of these Bandai figs with the tag. It is like its own machine, and even I saw some of the prototype that it was bigger than Godzilla, just a little bit. But for the quick history for that, from the city at the edge of the battle, they did found Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla is in there. It's just he's a city. It's called Mechagodzilla City. But it was a wasted opportunity because we would like to see monster action in it with Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla. Plus, what did they use with Mechagodzilla City's technology? They use it just to update their vultures. Just the vultures. Why didn't they use the resources to reprogram Mechagodzilla and make him bigger or rebuild him so they can combat against him? That would have been much easier. But instead they just did that. But I'm not too sure why they did that. But also, to the Planet Eater, it is just, I would say it's the most depressing and sad way how it concluded. But anyways, for my overall, I like this figure, and if you guys enjoy this figure, go ahead put this into your collection. This is one that you should have as well. Even though the anime is not great, but it's a great figure to have. Well, anyways, guys, that's it for today. But some upcoming news. This Thursday, I may be uploading a little bit late because this Thursday I'm going to be doing just a little trip to somewhere, but I will be doing probably a video log around it, just like how I did with the San Francisco Japantown anime. But this one I will tell you what it is this coming Thursday, guys, okay? But anyways, it's time for me to go. Time to put these guys away before my parents get mad at me. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. If you like the video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for future updated videos. Okay? Anyways, thank you for all your support. This is Kaiju 2014 117 signing off.